It started with a phone call. Just after midnight, my phone buzzed on the nightstand. The screen lit up with a single name. Mom. But that wasn't possible. My mom had been dead for 3 years. Primera starredatit, my heart pounding. The house was quiet, except for the hum of the fridge downstairs and the faint sound of my kids breathing in their rooms. I almost didn't answer. But then it rang again. Same caller ID. Same name. Hello, I whispered, my voice shaking. At first, there was only static. Then a voice, thin and broken, like it was coming through an old radio. Baby, open the door. I froze. Mom, I said, testing the word like it might bite me. Is this some kind of joke? There was a long pause. The static crackled. Then, softer this time. Open the door. I'm outside. My fingers were numb. The windows were dark, the curtains pulled tight. The house still felt safe. Normal. But something in my chest told me, if you answer this, nothing will ever be normal again. I walked down the hallway, my bare feet cold against the floor. The kids' toys were scattered by the couch. One of my daughter's dolls staring up at me with glassy eyes. The front door was locked. The security chain was in place. I peeked through the peephole. Nothing. Just a dark porch and an empty driveway. The street light flickered once, twice. I held the phone to my ear again. You're not outside. I don't see you. The voice shifted. It wasn't my mom's anymore. It was deeper, rougher, like several people speaking at once. You're not looking hard enough. A knock came from the front door, not loud, not soft, just one solid thud, like a fist slowly curling against the wood. My breath caught. I took a step back. The phone buzzed in my hand again. A new message popped up from the same number. Check the back door. I didn't want to, but the house felt smaller now. The walls pressing in. I turned toward the kitchen, the hallway stretching longer than it should. The fridge had stopped humming. The house was holding its breath with me. I peered out the kitchen window. The backyard was pitch black. Then, slowly, the back gate creaked open. My pulse roared in my ears. The text on the screen updated again. We're here. We're in. I spun. Toward the hallway. Toward the kids' rooms. My phone slipped from my hand and hit the floor, the screen cracking. The caller ID blinked one more time before the phone died. From the hallway, a small, sleepy voice called out, Mommy? I heard someone knocking. I ran toward their room, my heart pounding like a war drum. I threw the door open. The twins were sitting up in their beds, eyes wide. My little boy was crying quietly in his corner. She, I whispered, pulling them close. It's okay. It's just a dream. But then, at the same time, all three of them tilted their heads toward the living room, as if they heard something I didn't. From the next room, the knocking started again. Not from the door, from the walls. Soft, patient taps, like fingernails dragging along the drywall, coming closer, heading down the hallway toward us. I grabbed my phone and dialed 911 on instinct, but the screen stayed black. The house lights flickered once, then went out. The only sound left was the 3 tiny voices whispering together in perfect unison, "Mommy." The doors open now, and then, from right behind me, a voice that sounded almost like my own, but colder, deeper, hungry. "Come on, baby, let them in."